Welcome back to Justice. It's been a busy week of developments in the Mueller probe. Let's bring in our panel, Katrina Pearson from the Trump 2020 re-election campaign and former Obama campaign foreign policy advisor David Tafuri. All right, thanks for being on, both of you. Now,
thank you.
What we've got now is a federal judge who is saying to the Mueller team, hey guys, I want to know what this expanded order is that you have that allows you to indict a guy for something not connected to Russia collusion, not connected to the 2016 campaign, and not connected to the firing of James Comey. And these lawyers say, we don't think so. Is that right, David?
Well, this is a really interesting exchange that the judge had, and I'm glad that the judge is reviewing this. But remember that Rosenstein, who was Trump's pick for Deputy Attorney General, gave this referral to Special Counsel Mueller. So Mueller is just proceeding as he was authorized to do by the Deputy Attorney General.
But the question, you're not answering my question. The question is, was he authorized to go back to crimes that involved 2005 and the Ukrainian government as opposed to the Russian government?
Well, Rosenstein approved of Mueller going forward with this indictment against Manafort. So the answer is yes. Also, notably, the judge never doubted the evidence that Manafort has committed crimes, serious crimes of bank fraud.
What makes you say that? What makes you say the judge never doubted the evidence? The judge is at the jurisdiction level. Like, I don't even know if you have the power to indict this guy. What makes you say he thinks the facts are cool?
Because he's not talking about dismissing this for lack of evidence, and he's not talking about the indictment being improper. He's just saying that he's just arguing about the jurisdiction. That's all. That's my point.
And not saying that the facts are clear. Go ahead, Katrina.
Well, look, the facts are the facts, Judge. And Paul Manafort was raided back in July 2017, and Rosenstein didn't expand the scope until a month later. So the judge is absolutely right to question whether or not that this fell within the scope of the special counsel. And look, it's a great day in America when not even the Clinton News Network can find a way to impugn the president over this.
Rosenstein backtracked and filled in, indicted a guy, and then decided what he was going to do was give himself the authority to indict him a month later. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think that's what the judge was essentially saying. He called them, he said they were lying about the intent here, and he basically just stated the obvious, Judge. The judge knows what everybody else knows, including Democrats, and that is that this Manafort case has nothing to do with Paul Manafort. It has nothing to do with the 2016 campaign, and it has nothing to do with Russia collusion. This is simply a bunch of rogue agents who have installed this admitted insurance policy to subvert the duly elected president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Otherwise, this is called a silent coup. And to use the president's terms, this is nothing but a witch hunt.
Okay, but David, to respond to that, do you think that irrespective of the jurisdiction, that the evidence is there to convict?
I think the evidence, if you read the indictment, is overwhelming. I'm sure you've read the indictment, Judge Jeanine. There is substantial evidence of bank fraud by Manafort going back many years. He has sketchy contacts with pro-Russian officials in Ukraine. He was undermining U.S. policy, undermining Ukrainian policy, and receiving tons of money illegally and hiding that money hiding that money in offshore bank accounts. He also has foreign agent registration Act violations. So there are substantial, significant crimes that he's accused of.
David, listen to me. I want you to listen to me.
I will.
Bob Mueller is nothing more than a lawyer who's got access to a grand jury because he has the authority to investigate Russian collusion. He doesn't have access to a grand jury because he doesn't like Donald Trump. Where's the Russia collusion?
He is investigating the Russian interference in our election and related crimes. Now, Manafort may very well have been involved in collusion, and we know from this indictment he has substantial contacts with sketchy pro-Russian officials in Ukraine.
And with Russian officials. Sketchy because they say he is, but they don't indict him for being sketchy?
He's sketchy because they wired him $13 million secretly off the books, and he put it in offshore accounts.
You
don't think that's sketchy?
Page, the guy's walking around free right now. Go ahead, Katrina.
He's sketchy too, and he probably will be indicted as well.
Absolutely malicious prosecution of the political opposition. These are people who do not like President Trump, and they're trying to take down everyone around him, hoping they catch him in the crossfires. The good news is, unfortunately for the left, is that, yeah, you may be able to destroy a man's character, hurt his family, and even take away his livelihood in the court of public opinion. But in fact, when you try to take away a man's freedom in this country, you have a right to due process. And this judge is getting to the bottom of it.
Well, you know what? We'll see what this judge does. What do you think the judge is going to do, David? Quickly. I have 10 seconds with you.
I think the judge in the D.C. action is going to let it go forward. That's Judge Amy Berman Jackson. The judge in the Virginia action, I'm not sure. I think it will go forward. I think Manafort will be prosecuted in D.C. and possibly in Virginia.
Okay.
And I think
Katrina,
Manafort's deputy
your 10
Gates,
seconds.
Deputy
Your 10
Gates
seconds are up,
has already
David.
pled guilty.
I think it could go either way. I think the judge is waiting to see what is actually in the scope of the investigation. He's going to make his decision, but right now it sounds very flimsy.
All right, we'll see. David Tafuri, Katrina Pearson, thanks so much.
Thanks,
and
Judge.
keeping the heat on the Justice Department, Congressman Ron DeSantis joins me live next.